فقط کشید روشن کن لطفا یه ذره باید باز بدی روشن استارت
I'm just like you. I have heard that there's a cure for disease that's been suppressed. I have cancer. I'm not going to accept the modality of the day. I need to know if there's a cure that's suppressed out there, and I offer a $10,000 reward. Now, I'm in California, right? What do you suppose happened? I had to hire 8 people to man the phones in 2 shifts. I had to get 8 phones in. But one man called me. One man. And he impressed me. And he said, well, there's not one cure for cancer that's been suppressed, there's been 5. Which one do you want to know about? I said, whatever one works. He sent me to somebody that had an original Rife A unit. And I used it. 3 months later, the cancer was gone. So was my arthritis. And I was so gung-ho on it that I decided that I had to get involved in building Rife machines and get it out there for people and really help them. So I started doing research into the Rife technologies, and I found another man who really knew quite a bit about Rife and had all the frequencies and everything, and I went to see him and paid him a little bit of money, and he became a friend of mine. His name is John Sajeka. And John Sajeka showed me that I wasn't using the Hertz rates to get rid of cancer at all. And that upset me, because I paid good money for this. Now, and why did the cancer leave? And I looked at the Hertz rates that I was using, and lo and behold, there were Hertz rates to get rid of worms and parasites. It turned out that the lead poisoning was giving a bed for parasites to breed in furiously, and it was their waste that had given me cancer. I was absolutely in shock. And the more research I did and the further I got into this, the more I found out that pretty much all disease is caused by worms and parasites.
The New York Times and CNN shared a story with photos of immigrant children in cages. It turns out the photos were from 2014, during the Obama administration. CNN edited a video to make it appear as though Trump impatiently dumped a box of fish food into the water in Japan. The full video showed Trump had simply followed the lead of Japan's prime minister. In December 2018, NBC reported Trump was the first president since 2002 not to visit the troops at Christmas time, but Trump actually left the White House on Christmas to visit troops in Iraq. In November 2019, Newsweek falsely reported that President Trump was spending Thanksgiving golfing in Florida. He was actually in Afghanistan serving dinner to U.S. troops. Time incorrectly reported that President Trump had removed the bust statue of Martin Luther King Jr. from the Oval Office. That false news went viral. TMZ reported Trump had changed the name Black History Month to African American History Month, implying the change was racist. In fact, it turns out Presidents Obama, George W. Bush, and Clinton all called Black History Month African American History Month. Also, the Washington Post reported on the cabinet battle over Trump's immigration order. The article was repeatedly updated to note that one of the reported meetings did not actually occur, a conference call did not happen as described in the article, and actions attributed to Trump were actually carried out by his chief of staff. And the New York Times reported on supposed contacts between Trump campaign staff and senior Russian intelligence officials. FBI Director James Comey later testified it was not true.
That report by the New York Times was not true. Is that a fair statement?
In the main, it was not true.
In May, the BBC and The Guardian reported because Trump wasn't wearing headsets, he didn't bother to listen to the translation of a speech by Italy's prime minister. But Trump was wearing his earpiece in his right ear, as always, said the White House. In June 2017, NBC News reported that Russian President Putin said he had compromising information about Trump. Actually, Putin said the opposite.
Do you have something damaging on our president?
Well, this is just another load of nonsense. Where would we get this information from?
CNN and ABC falsely reported that FBI Director Comey was going to refute Donald Trump's claim that Comey told Trump 3 times he wasn't under investigation. Instead, Comey confirmed Trump's claim under oath.
It appears that you actually volunteered that assurance. Is that correct?
That's correct.
CNN retracted a report claiming Congress was investigating a Russian investment fund with ties to Trump officials. Newsweek reported Poland's First Lady refused to shake Trump's hand, but later acknowledged she did. Bloomberg and the Wall Street Journal falsely reported Special Counsel Robert Mueller had subpoenaed Trump's bank records. AP reported a new survey showed trust in the media had fallen during the Trump presidency, but the survey was actually conducted under President Obama. The New York Times said a hypothetical family's tax bill would rise nearly $4,000 under Trump's tax plan. It turns out their taxes would actually go down $43. ABC aired video purportedly showing a slaughter and horrific report of atrocities against Kurds by Turkey after President Trump withdrew U.S. troops.
This video right here appearing to show Turkey's military bombing Kurd civilians in a Syrian border town.
But the video was file tape of a training video in the U.S. CBS aired a story in March of 2020 supposedly showing a New York hospital crowded with coronavirus patients.
It's all hands on deck in America's hospitals.
It was actually file tape from Italy. A week later, CBS News mistakenly used the Italy video again.
July 14th, 2020, model, producer, actress Chrissy tweeted, "I have blocked over 1 million people, 1 million people today, and I am still flooded with 6 psychopaths. So please, spare me the, just ignore them, they're trolls." Why? What was going on that she had to take such a scorched earth approach to these quote-unquote trolls? Well, what Teigen failed to mention in this tweet is that on the same day, she also deleted over 60,000 tweets. It was the content of these deleted tweets that had many people questioning if the rumors about Chrissy Teigen and her husband John Legend allegedly having close ties to deceased child trafficker Jeffrey Epstein could be true. Hey guys, this TikTok is an excerpt of a 40-minute video that just premiered on my YouTube channel, Parasite TV. The link is in my bio. Here are some of those tweets. I'm going to Anthony Weiner this kid. To understand how depraved and relevant this specific tweet is, we'll take a quick trip down Weiner Lane.
Anthony Weiner's in a familiar position, apologizing again for inappropriate behavior.
There is no question that what I did was wrong. This behavior is behind me. I've apologized to my wife, Huma.
In 2011, Anthony was serving in his 6th term as a New York congressman, was quite powerful, rich, and well-liked, even appearing on The Daily Show and The Bill Maher Show. On May 27, 2011, Anthony posted a picture publicly of his junk, thankfully covered up by his underwear, but the man posted a stiffy pic as a married congressman. Now's a good time to bring up the fact that his wife was at the time Hillary Clinton's right-hand woman. So not only is he a powerful government official, but his wife, Huma Abedin, was probably even more important and powerful, so this dick pic was a bad move. Even more embarrassing was his explanation. Weiner had accidentally posted the picture instead of DMing it to what he described as a college-aged female. But on June 10th, 2011, it came out that at least one of the females he was texting inappropriately was a 17-year-old girl in Delaware. It was after this that he publicly stated he would be taking a leave of absence, but he was basically let go after a large amount of media pressure and backlash from his colleagues.
Today I am announcing my resignation from Congress. So my colleagues can get back to work, my neighbors can choose a new representative, and most importantly, that my wife and I can continue to heal from the damage I have caused.
On June 21, 2011, Weiner officially resigned, but interestingly, was allowed to keep his $4 million campaign account, and the investigation opened by the House Ethics Committee was quickly and quietly closed, with apparently no additional consequences. In 2013, he ran for mayor of New York City and was crushed, and in 2016, things started to get real sketchy for the Weiner man once again. There were multiple leaks of cringy flirt texts with of-age women while he was still married, but on August 29th, Anthony deleted his Twitter, sparking rumors that something darker was going on. On September 22, 2016, the Daily Mail leaked many sexually explicit messages between the former congressman and a 15-year-old girl.
Anthony Weiner in more trouble for him. Child Services is now investigating the former congressman after his latest round of sexting, which included a photo showing his young son in the background. ABC's Mara Scavacampo is here with the latest.
New York City's Administration for Children's Services is investigating Anthony Weiner and his care for his 4-year-old son, Jared, after this photo became public. The lewd image sent to one of Weiner's alleged sexting partners and also showing the former congressman's son,
which was quickly followed up by a federal subpoena for records including his phone and laptop. The NYPD obtained the laptop and apparently were so disgusted and appalled by the contents within the laptop that hardened NYPD veterans were crying and vomiting. The NYPD chief at the time said, "What's in the emails is staggering, and as a father, it turned my stomach." That NYPD chief was found dead, apparently by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, 1 month before his retirement and pension payout. Overall, 12 NYPD officers viewed the contents of the laptop. 9 of them are now dead. On May 19, 2017, Anthony Weiner pled guilty to transferring obscene material to a minor. Weiner served 18 months of his 21-month sentence. So when Chrissy Teigen says, "I'm gonna Anthony Weiner this kid," it literally can only mean one thing. This wasn't Teigen's only scandal involving Twitter. She also faced a backlash for allegedly bullying a young girl. Conveniently, for anyone interested in researching why Chrissy Teigen deleted over 60,000 tweets and blocked over 1 million accounts, that story has now been buried under a less career-threatening and less disturbing scandal, a technique or coincidence I see all too often when researching these stories. In a disturbing and strange coincidence, while researching this segment, I came across an article from 2014 titled, "John Legend and Chrissy Teigen feed protesters in New York City." And as I read the article, I came across the name Charles Wade, the man that helped coordinate the event for Teigen. Chasing the rabbit down its endless, ever-spiraling hole, I searched his name. Charles Wade, arrested for prostitution and sex trafficking.